and they can read along. I want to... Jordan, we're going to be back on the main radio show in about 3 minutes, but I didn't want to waste any of the time that we have with you. So we're on air right now on the web. Okay. I want to walk through for people, because I know you've been immersed in this so long it becomes old hat, but I want to look, going back briefly at the roots of all of this, and then what's at the top of the pyramid. Has it been one congruent group? How many thousands of years has it been congruent? Because, this is a world that's awakening. Thanks to the internet and a lot of other things, people who never knew who you were or others were are just now beginning to wake up to this. So I want to cover as many points as we can. Then we can point folks at jordanmaxwell.com to find out more, okay?
Yes.
Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, it's such a convoluted subject when you want to talk about who's actually in charge. I would say that Europe, as I said, for 2,300 years has been at the bottom of all politics, and of course Europe has been been the home of the Roman Empire, and of course the Vatican dominates Europe today. As a matter of fact, we are used to in this country hearing about the hearing about royalty and the princes and Prince Charles and Prince Andrew and the Queen Mum, but all of that royalty, the entire concept of royalty of Europe, is based on God's on something called the divine right of kings,
and that's all certified by Rome.
That's exactly right. That's who tells you what God said, and God said that you are a prince. Therefore, you go to the Vatican, kneel before the Holiness, His Holiness the Pope, and he crowns you or knights you into an order of knighthood. It doesn't matter from what country you come. It doesn't matter. Rome rules Europe, period.
Okay. Well, let's... I want to give people just a basic overview who don't understand of why these secret societies are important, where it's going, who they are, and then currently today, top of the pyramid, you're saying... The Roman
Catholic. That Europe is at the top of the pyramid, and Europe is the problem with America today. European secret societies are
and at the top of that pyramid, you really think it's the Roman Catholic Church?
I think so. That's my view.
Okay, very interesting. And do you think they're at war with the Western elites in any way? Because we always
exactly, because the Knights Templars were their enemy.
Okay. Let's explain that. We're going live right now.
Okay.
Here we go.
Will ever make. Call 800-409-5633. On the web, efoodsdirect.com. 800-409-5633.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Well, I'm going to try to keep Jordan 5 minutes in the next hour, but then we have State Rep Charles Key exposing Oklahoma City as an inside job, the bombing, and then they've passed a resolution to fight the New World Order at the state level to basically pull out of the Union if the New World Order continues to expand. That is coming up in about an hour. Time has really flown by with Jordan Maxwell. Jordan, again, is a preeminent researcher into the core documents of the elite and what makes them tick. Jordan, give us a tour of the basic history of where all this really starts, as best you can tell. Have they been passing on knowledge? Do they claim they have the secrets of the pyramids and Atlantis and all this? Or is that a fable? How much power do they really have? You talk about how their main goal, and now they admit this, is to create two species of humanoid, dumb us down, exterminate most of us. I'm just throwing out, the basics here, because broad strokes here in the time we have. And then, for the behind-the-scenes viewers at PrisonPlanet.tv, I want to continue that discussion afterwards, after you finish that with, you believe the Roman Catholic Church is at the very top. That doesn't mean the Roman Catholic adherents of the people, but, that system dominating Europe, and that it's at war with the Knights Templars who went to Germany, who went from there into Scotland and then into the United States. Are those two, the Anglo-American establishment, really waging war with Europe? Or why on the surface does it look like they're all working together? Or is that what the New World Order is? Was the Knights Templars claiming they were going to build a new order, but now it's really just a new order that's run by the Vatican? Again, this is where all the evidence points. That's why we're here discussing it. It doesn't matter if it's TBN with all their weird statues or Protestants, Catholics. It's all run by the New World Order. But Jordan was saying there could be some splits there. So I want to walk through that with his expertise. But Jordan, that's a long-winded question there. Try to tackle that. Scanning the pyramid. I mean, let's say if you had 10 minutes to talk to the world about the structure of it, who they are, why it's important to know. Tell us.
Well, I think that it's all one ball of wax. It's all one operation that goes back thousands of years into the ancient past, a religio-political establishment on the earth. In the ancient prehistoric world, the kings were always not only head of government and law, but they also represented the connection between mankind, their followers, and God. So consequently, they held absolute sovereign power, and I have always understood that kingships and princes is nothing more than the Crips and the Bloods, people who have taken for themselves the idea that they are royalty. You've got to be out of your mind not to question who said that you are royal. I mean, in America, nobody likes to be around somebody who is pompous and arrogant and better than anybody else. Nobody likes to be around those people because everybody realizes those people live in a dream world who treat you and mistreat you and look down on you and snob you. People know that that's just a fake and that they're no better than anybody else. So we naturally feel that about people who are snobs. However, if it's the Holy Father or the Queen Mum, now that's different. We will get on our knees and shake and slobber on ourselves because we are be able to see the Holy Father, or we'll be able to see Queen Mum or Prince Charles. We'll struggle and pay whatever we have to get in line to see Prince Charles drive by. When in point of fact, the British royalty, Vatican royalty all over Europe is nothing but the Crips and the Bloods, gangs who have murdered and killed and destroyed the freedom of peoples all over the earth. And today they are in power. They're ruthless. They're murderous. They are nothing more than gang wars, secret societies, criminal cults, criminal operations.
Wow, you just made a point. Whenever I see the low-level Crips and Bloods and the Vatos, they're all calling themselves Latin kings. Their symbols are little crowns. They have secret handshakes and signs. And that really is just it.
That's it. That's the name of the tune. Royalty and holy people at the top, the priests and the holy ones of and all the different religions, from the Billy Grahams to the papacy to all the silly nonsense that's on Christian television with all the preachers who are making $10, $15 million with their huge, enormous churches. It's nothing more than a con job. It's a con job. And people are extraordinarily interested in being lied to, deceived. Even in the Bible, there's a story about Pontius Pilate bringing Jesus to the crowd with Barabbas. And on the one hand, he's got Barabbas, which everybody knows is a con artist and a murderer and a thief. And then on the other side is Jesus, who represents the truth and the light. And it's a metaphoric story of where government says to the people, Pontius Pilate, head of government, says to the people,